How's it going, guys? It is time to see what new project car I have got. It's not sunny down here in Bristol, but I've got my glasses on because I think I'm looking like a good guy today. We've got a good looking vibe going on here, good 4 out of 10. But we're here to look at what new car I've got. So the Lupo went Monday, it's now Sunday. It's been a while. It's been quite annoying not having a car, and I've missed it. So what did I swap on Monday for my little Lupo? Let's have a look. Come with me to have a look. So this behind me is a 1996. Yes, that's actually older than me and rather better looking than me as well. Disco. I was going to say a Defender then, but this is a Discovery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop standing in front of it and I'm going to run you through with this truck what is so good about it, because it's had a lot of money spent and I love the car. I don't know what's going on here, to be fair. Good. I'm going to get smoke in my face as well. Here it is. That's not my project car. I've just fooled you all. To be fair, it was actually my car for approximately an hour. What happened was on the Monday is that car was not of interest to me. I did the swap in Wales in order to sell that on for cash. It's got a lot of kit on it, which we're going to run through in a moment. So I went there, went down. Technically, I probably owned it for a couple of hours. And on the way home, I decided I'm going to fall in love with it, or I'm going to keep it and sell it on for cash. And what I've done is I've sold it on for cash to Josh, who is now bringing it back now. So we're going to talk through with you about Josh's 96 Discovery. So we'll better start from the back because he's parked it in backwards. So let's get it in the camera in my hand and let's get looking at this awesome truck.
My car?
Anything to say to the camera, Josh?
No, mate.
No? Cool. Let's get around the truck and have a look at what makes this 96 TDI 300 super special. Actually, going to turn it round. So this car is a princess. She is a beauty. That's it, mate. Perfect, 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 perfect. So let's get the camera off the tripod and go and look at this beautiful truck. So come on over to the business end. So this, as I've already said, is 1996. It's done 102,000 miles, and it was an ideal swap for me at the time with the Lupo. These are worth between 4 to 6 grand. Some will say no, some will say yes, but that's where they sit with the modifications done to them. It's 102,000 miles. It's also had a chassis replacement as well, and there's a lot more we're going to talk about on each part of the car, but that's the main two important things. It's had the chassis replacement. We'll show you the chassis. It's fairly rust-free. It's really, really super. The vehicle itself is pretty rust-free. There's only one patch, and it's actually in one of the arches, and it's really not much of an issue. So it really is a really, really solid car. So if we come zooming in to the front, you'll see the first thing you'll see is this. This is a strong, big, beastie front bull bar. Now this winch is actually functional, does work, and we will show you it working in a minute. We haven't really got anything to pull it with, but we'll show you it's working. So £1,300. Do you know what? We'll probably test that one day. We'll look at what that weight is and see if we can find something we can pull to see if it really does work. The light bar is fitted in on a switch up with the ones on the top that you'll see there. And then we've obviously got a bit of black appeal, as you would see. I think with this whole car, you can't expect perfection. The age and the fact it's used for off-roading, but the paintwork isn't the best, as you would imagine. But structurally and mechanically, it is a really, really sound car. It's also got a license plate delete as well. It's a really good function, like that. So yeah, this, I mean, it works. It's really good. He's got HIDs in the front. Still got the original OEM lights and OEM protectors as well. I guess to finish off the front, we've obviously got, you know, the best part of the car. Car comes combined sticker, with more stickers to come. And we've also got the snorkel. Now with the lighting, there's a little bit of a secret function that I'm going to show you now. So you can see that if you come around to the front, you're going to see those all on there as well. There you go. Cool. So down the side, we've got STT Coopers. These have got at least, I don't know what mileage got left on them, but they've got a good amount on them. Super, super grippy. Now, I don't know what these are called. My good friend Ben Studley has got a pair of these. These are very, very well appreciated in the off-roading scene, so he has got a set of these. I don't know what they're called, but they're pretty special. Now, underneath here, you probably won't see it. The only bit of rust is in there, and it's probably about the size of 3 fingers. You can probably see it just there. That is the only bit. Now, as we're down here as well, we've got a few things going on. So the whole truck itself is polybushed, which is actually quite stiff and quite sturdy. It's not too wallowy, which you'd think it would be, but it isn't. It's quite sturdy. It's got a Terra Firma shock and suspension setup. Now, I think, as far as I'm aware, in total from stock, it is a total 8-inch lift. Now, that's including the tyres, the 1 inch on the body, and I think it's 3 inches on the suspension. I might be wrong. I don't know. Josh shaking his head at me. Do you want to tell me what they were correct ones?
It's a 6 inch, not an 8 inch.
Go on. Where's the 6 go?
So 1 inch on the body and a 5 on the wheels. Yeah. I believe.
We both really don't know, to be fair. Because that suspension definitely does something, I would imagine. I don't think they're not a replacement part for just stock, because they are longer shocks. You can see it on there. So underneath, we'll have a little look in a minute. Just to mention as well, as we're going down the side, we have got the protection and the protection plate, skid plate for the front diff, the rear diff, and the fuel tank. So we'll show you all of those as we go around the truck anyway. Rock sliders, we love rock sliders. Slide me along, they are beautiful. You can see where it's been used so much, they're pretty smoothed out when they've been trodden through. The interior we'll get to in a minute, and we'll come around to the back. So he's put on there a reinforced, stronger rear. This has also got a nice little ladder. fairly flexible but sturdy base to stand on. He's literally got a brand new tyre here, which is held on by the world's strongest lock, and that is a good solid spare wheel. You know, you can rely on that if you ever need to. On the rear, you've got the rear 2 lights, which again are for reversing, which you cannot see anything with that big ass tyre on the back. And that's about it for the rear. You can probably come down and have a look at the rear anyway. You can see the fuel tank guard, and we've also got the guard for the rear diff as well. Just to show you the best sticker that came on the truck. Now, when we buy new vehicles, we don't tend to keep the stickers on the truck, but I would say personally, in my opinion, I would keep that on there. And are you going to keep it on there, Josh? Yes,
indeed,
you are.
I am.
Legend. So through here, I think the exhaust is stock. It's quite quiet, but as you know, TDI 300 has had the pump wound up. It does smoke like a motherfucker, and it is freaking awesome. It's also great because it's where everyone walks on the pavement, and you just annihilate everyone, which is just an awesome thing. Yeah. So yeah, that is good, and we've had plenty of experience using that. But I think the exhaust itself is pretty stock. So what we'll do now is, before we go inside, we'll have a look underneath at the suspension while we've still got a bit of light. We'll also look at the lights just so we can show them all working, and then we'll jump onto the interior and discuss, because this has got a very special feature. Actually, I would say they are stock features of this vehicle, but they're spec'd options. So I'd say he's got 2 spec'd options in here, which are super cool, which I'll show you when we get inside. Josh doesn't want to get wet, so we're just showing you underneath. Now, I'll tell you what, all you disco, Land Rovers, etc. lovers, comment on this video and tell me what you think of underneath here, because it is pretty clean. Pretty damn clean. So, you can see the Terra Firma kit there as well. Front sump guard and the front guard as well, all in there. Just look at the condition of it. It is not rotten at all. It's super mint. Here on the rear as well, you can see the rest of it. large shocks. She is a minter, an absolute minter. Considering the age, it is unbelievable how clean it is. Not physically clean, but how clean this beast is. So I just want to mention, guys, me and Josh are actually kind of both unsure on what the lift is. So obviously we've got lift on the tyres, they're 35 inches, they're more than stock. There definitely is some sort of suspension lift of an unknown amount. And then there's also the 1-inch body lift that we can confirm. So there's definitely a decent amount of lift here. I reckon, with the tyres, I reckon it is a good high 5 or more. But can someone comment on here and let us know what you reckon the lift is on this Discovery? So we can get a better look at this now. Really, really well built, to be fair.
Apart from the little wobble, mate.
Apart from the bit of flex, that's just that much back there. Trying to get in the back of there. And then we'll come around to here. You can see on the back of the door. I really like this. It's a nice touch. I don't think that's OEM. I don't think. Not too knowledgeable on these. So here's the first feature that I think is awesome. Now it is a factory option, and you know, I'm not saying it's limited edition because it's not, but this is the 7-seater variant. So this is actually a genuine 7-seater. It's actually got seat belts, and you can genuinely fit legally 7 people in the back of this Discovery. So I thought that is the first of the 2 features that are really super cool in this Discovery. Here's the lights working. I'm gonna head around the back and look at the ones in the back as well. This one featuring some lovely missing ones, but it still works, really functional. We'll get onto the winch in a minute. There's the rears. Mint. This is the optional extra. This is what holds the bonnet up. He's got his little disco hat on. Oh. So it's a bit of a wiring mess, as are most off-roaders, but we've got one here and we've got one here. I don't know which one is the OEM battery, but we've got a twin battery. It's got a split charge to run the winch, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but I just thought I'd show you the engine bay. It is fairly clean. It's definitely got an EGR delete, and I think the pump's been wound pretty well up. But yeah, no leaks, no oil leaks. She is sweet as a nut. Slam it, boy. There we go. Let's get on this then. Oh, this is not going to work.
Fucking broke it, Annie, dumb cunt.
So we've got Little Brute versus the winch. I'm going to get smashed over the head by a bit of wood or not. He's on. Works, mate, it works. Limited edition function is that it uses the passenger switch to move the seat even though it's upside down, because the driver's switch doesn't work. The passenger's one kind of does. So if you want to adjust the driver's seat or the passenger seat, you've got to do it with the passenger side one until he sorts out a new plug. But the thing is, because these are so old, you can't find these plugs anywhere, so for now it's what you've got to do to move the driver's seat.
It works, doesn't it?
It does work. And that leads us on to our second thing. I'm not saying these weren't spec from the factory, because they were, but it's fairly uncommon to see a Discovery with leather, grey leather as well, actually looks pretty nice, electric seats, and finally around here, they're also heated. The fronts are heated as well. I'll tell you what, inside it isn't a bad place, apart from the fairly interesting switch install. She is solid. The rear seats are gorgeous, and I think you will agree, a lot of you, that for the age of this vehicle, it is very solid on the inside. It is really, really, really sweet. So we're going to see its smoke and listen to how the Prius repellent sounds. I'm stood nice away, I've got my pole on maximum extinction, ready for some smoke. Go. That concludes the not so reveal of my project car, because it's not really my project car. It was only for what is probably about an hour, but this is an awesome discovery. It was worth the swap for the Lipo 100%. Josh is loving it, and I think you'll agree this is probably one of the better 300 TDIs you've seen. But let us know in the comments what you really think of this. I think it's fairly beautiful, fairly functional, and really interesting TDI 300. So, just to finish off, leaving the Discovery behind, my project car. So what went on there? Well, on Friday evening I went to go and check out a BMW, an audio car, E46. It turned out when we got there it was a lot worse on the paint than we thought, and the cost of repairing the rust, key marks on the paint, was going to be way not worth investing in that vehicle for the price that I could have got it for. I then went and found a Lexus that I liked. The owner then said to me, oh, I can't sell it because it's got the private plate on it. So again, I had another car that I couldn't buy because he wouldn't sell it because he hadn't taken the private plate off it. So I was like, great. But I'm off to go view a car on Tuesday. This is now Sunday. On Tuesday, and I'm going to go and see what that is like. But that should hopefully be the new project car when that does come in the end, hopefully. But we will see. So thank you very much for watching not the real reveal of my project car. Sorry to give you the clickbait there. But I hope you enjoyed the video of this car that you saw today.